Hello, my loves. It's Kristen, and I am here once again with your daily supportive self-awareness message where we take a little bit of time to just be with ourselves in self-reflection, take a moment to breathe, take a break, and just settle in. So let's take 3 deep breaths together. And while you're doing that, maybe feeling your seat on your chair in your office or wherever it is you are. Maybe you're standing and you're feeling your feet. These messages are brought to us by our friends in nature, the trees and the plants. I am a flower essence and plant essence healing practitioner from Venice Beach. And I create essences and blends to help you with your emotional, spiritual, and all around mental health. So we're gonna go to this deck that I created to help make blends for my clients. And we're just gonna see what comes up, what wants to be said. I'm gonna start with my master plant teachers. And most of these plants are from South America and Africa. So let's just see what the main theme is just for this moment. Just while we're being present with ourselves, just while we're taking some deep breaths, taking that break, sipping some coffee or some water. And 2 came out, San Pedro and Niue Rao. These are both South American plants. And the San Pedro cactus and flower for me is about surrendering to the union of the self, surrendering to how being in union with yourself and the parts of yourself and the recognition of all the parts of who you are and the acceptance of that brings in better union with other people in your life. And Niue Rao is about the inner child, looking into what happened to us as children, what did we need as children that maybe we didn't get? What were the wonderful things in our childhood? So it can be a balance. There can be traumatic experiences in childhood, bullying, neglect, not feeling seen. And how is that affecting how we feel about ourselves and accepting all the parts of ourselves? Maybe there was an artistic part of yourself that wasn't seen or accepted, or it was made fun of. Maybe you always knew deep in your heart that you just would like rock at technology and that just wasn't accepted for whatever reason. Even though maybe you've brought those parts into your life now as an adult, there's still maybe some shame or not acceptance around it. Or perhaps you didn't bring the artistic part into your life. Perhaps you went forward and did the routine, did the thing that you thought that you were supposed to do, settled into what felt safe, what felt secure, but didn't 100% feel like you. Let's see. What do the trees have to add to this? What's our grounding? Where are our roots? We have cedars receiving. So what can you give yourself? What can you give yourself that you can receive? Maybe it's respect for yourself, self-worth for yourself. Maybe it's allowing yourself to receive the time to explore and be curious and play like a child around things that interest you. And maybe they're different. Maybe when you were a kid, you had certain interests and certain things that you loved. And obviously, as you grow up, things evolve. And maybe it's shifted and changed. And you want to let go of family patterns or what your family expects of you or what people from your past, all those friends. Perhaps you still have friends from your childhood and maybe you still love them very much, but you're different from them and you feel like you somehow have to fit into this crowd or this group. Or maybe you're realizing that a community or a group from your past, from your childhood, from your adolescence, from your young adult life even, aren't quite in alignment with who you are anymore. There can be grief around that, about letting go of the childhood stuff. What part of that child wants to play? Maybe they want to play different things than they did when they were young, but that child in you still wants to play and be curious. So Queen Anne's Lace, sovereignty, integrity, your personal truth. You can't deny your personal truth. You can't deny the raw, real person who you are. I mean, we can go around doing it. We can have our different masks that we wear in life, and masks don't have to be a bad thing. We need to be a certain way at our jobs. We need to be a certain way in certain family situations. But the core of who you are is always there. And no role that you play in life has to define you. What is your personal truth? There's someone that you need to speak this personal truth to. And that first person is yourself, right? And once you speak it to yourself, once you maybe journal it or write it down or speak it to somebody that's safe, maybe it's someone that you know really well, maybe it's someone that is not in your inner circle, maybe it's someone that you would like to bring more into your inner sanctum or inner circle, maybe it's just someone that you're in alignment with, that you feel you can be completely yourself and honest with because it's not so intimate. By acknowledging that to yourself and getting clear, then when you go to have the conversation with the other people, you know what you're saying to them. It's not just sort of this monologue of rambling of this is what I want and I don't want this, and you're not even clear with yourself first, so you can't even explain to somebody else what you need. So it's okay to take the time, to take a pause, to take the space, to discover what you need. And that takes the time that it takes. So to be okay with the sovereign self, the person that needs alone time. And it doesn't have to be a lot of alone time. Maybe it is. Maybe you need to go into a mode where you just have a little bit of isolation. And I don't mean be isolated and block everyone out, but maybe you need to take a weekend. Maybe you need to take a week. Maybe you have to go on a vacation. And maybe that vacation is not the place that you normally go where everybody expects you to go. Maybe you want to go to Africa. Maybe you want to go to Morocco. Maybe you want to go to a dark retreat in Colorado. Maybe you want to go to a yoga retreat in Costa Rica. And nobody in your life does yoga, and you've never even done yoga, but for some reason you're drawn to it, or you know that you have to have a different experience to break up the pattern. Maybe you're just taking a weekend at your place where you take some time to run errands at a place where you don't normally run errands. Those little things do matter. Let's look to the roses now. The roses, my favorite. They're a wonderful master teacher. And the lavender rose with intuition. So you know this. I mean, you know what you want, and you know what is inside of you that you can accomplish. Sometimes we have a deep intuition about changing something, about stepping forward, about speaking up, but we're still scared to do it. And that's natural. It feels weird to acknowledge yourself sometimes. It feels weird to discover that you have a completely different perception, that sometimes in our healing process, we've gotten to a place of healing and things have shifted. And even realizations that are positive, like, wow, like I have a whole new circle of friends that I talk about a whole new, different conversation than what I normally do, and I like it. You have an intuition on where you want to go and where you need to go. And this is nature and Mother Nature and the universe and your higher self supporting you and saying to trust your intuition about something. You are meant to leave that situation. You are meant to be your own creation activation in whatever way that might be. That is what I have for you today. Again, I'm Kristen. It means so much to me that you're here. Please like this video. If it meant something to you too, I would really super appreciate it. And if you're curious and you're called, I hope that you will hit subscribe and join the community. I would love to have you here so much. Have a wonderful day.